This is, you can tell she's a little wild. This is an extremely rare species of animal. It's called the Siberian three-legged cat wolf. She's one of only a few that remain on the entire planet. They actually migrated from Serbia, late 1800s, and have been pretty much residing in Siberia ever since. And we just happen to have this one here. It's subbing for Pauline this week while Pauline's on vacation in Mexico. Incredibly rare. Anyway, I don't know, we just lucked out. But another fascinating fact about the Siberian three-legged wolf or cat wolf is that the male of the species is actually smaller, but has more plumage, a lot more colorful. And, they hibernate in the winter, which is why we don't have a male. People often ask, well, what happened to this? Why don't they have a fourth leg? And the leg actually falls off.
Have you been doing this?
We're trying. A month after birth, and it's just a way that it increases the chances of the young being able to survive, because they eat the leg for nourishment and moisture. It's just, that's one of the ways that they've been able to survive. Anyway, it's really weird because this one's name just happens to be, I don't know how that happened, it's just freaky weird, but her name is Pauline. And she actually looks a lot like our cat, Pauline. What else? I can't.
Well, should we take a look at her?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get
Well,
some footage of her.
All right.
She's really a fascinating creature. Yeah, and the puppies often, they travel in cackles. It's a part of protection, safety numbers, that kind of a thing. Now this one is pretty tame. I mean, she's definitely a wild animal, so you need to be cautious when you're around her, because wolves can be pretty ornery. But she's doing well. We haven't had any deaths this week. They do eat, they do prey on small children, so we have to keep a pretty close eye on her while she's here. So far, knock on wood, no feeding. We have lots of food here for her. And she likes, actually, another weird thing, she actually likes cat treats. She responds to those, which is kind of a godsend, because whenever you're in, you have one of these three-legged Siberian cat wolves around, it's nice to keep them occupied and feeling full.
Tell me about your, what'd you call it?
She's a extremely rare species of, it's a Siberian three-legged cat wolf, and they originally migrated from Serbia, late 18th century, like last part of the 1700s, and they're extremely rare. And what's also weird is that when they're just after they're born, after the first month, the left rear leg falls off, and then the puppies eat the leg to help nourish them in their first few weeks of life. It's just sort of a survival, part of the evolution. And what's also very interesting about them is that the male of the species is actually smaller and has more plumage. Yeah. And they're not, and it's really weird too, because the one that we have here is subbing for Pauline, who's on vacation in Mexico. And this one's name just happens to be Pauline. I mean, what are the chances of that? Just the chances of having such a rare species here is really phenomenal. I've never ever seen one in person. I've read about them on the internet. You should maybe Google that, see what comes up.
You mean Siberian, what'd you call it?
Siberian three-legged cat wolf.
Should we go see her?
Yeah, you should go check her out. She's really
Okay.
extremely rare. And oh god, the puppies are so cute. They're cute right here. This is incredibly rare Siberian three-legged cat wolf. They look a little bit like a cat, people say. And actually she looks a lot like Pauline. But Pauline's on vacation in Mexico. She'll be back next week. So she's subbing for her. And they get around pretty well. Can you bark for us, Pauline? Oh god, I bet she was cute when she was a puppy.